Students, how are you? I hope all of you are well and still are fighting coronavirus, and you will definitely be successful. Students, my earlier lecture was on front trial by judicial magistrate in a criminal complaint. Those cases which are instituted otherwise than on police report. Now today we will discuss how trial is initiated in a court of session, that how session judge tries the cases. But before that, I must say something more about your efforts, because since you have decided to become a judge and you are having a strong determination, therefore here I want to convey something more to you, that some established proverbs must be kept in mind, that hard work is the key to success. Still it is valid, this proverb is still there. Secondly, practice makes a man perfect. Now these two principles were adopted by my earlier students, and you will see with the span of time that I don't consider any provision or any chapter of any act, of any code to be unimportant, because High Court or state commissions may ask any question out of any chapter. Therefore, for me, there is no chapter which is unimportant. And my students, they have systematically worked very hard, and they also practiced in solving question paper in the class daily. And if you go to our website, you will see that there were some student who has got 98% in preliminary examination when it was conducted by High Court. And my most of the students get more than 80% in prelim. Now that is the result of hard work. That is the result of practice, because practice makes a man perfect. Therefore, you should also make efforts to have control over each and every provisions of law. Now, I will make each and every provisions of law very clear in your mind by raising some questions also, and by asking some questions from you people. And daily you will start solving almost 25 questions. Definitely on one day you will be having more than 5,000 questions relating to this law. Now since there are 26 topics of law which I am to teach, and I will make effort that you must have grip over each and every provision of law. You can raise your query at any time. Now in these lectures, I am broadly telling you people that what is the procedure in the criminal court, because these sections, we will take all these sections again when we will study in detail, in minute, with some authorities of Honorable Supreme Court, authorities of Honorable High Court, that how they have interpreted all these provisions. Therefore, you first of all go to our website, then you see that how students prepared for interview also. And we have conducted the interview of those students who have been selected as judges. They are working, and we have written against them that he has been selected. Then you will see our courtroom, that how a student working on the seat of a judge is doing his job with full confidence. Nobody can say that he or she is a student, because everybody says that he is a competent judge because he is performing the duty of a judge. Now, similarly, you will see some class lectures also, that how students are prepared so that they may excel in their exams. Now, with this, let us start this trial before court of a session. Now, here, section 225 to 237 will be involved. Now, first of all, keep in mind that the court of session is not competent to take cognizance unless the case is committed to it. Now, it is the judicial magistrate first class or judicial magistrate second class, duly authorized by CJM, who can take cognizance under the provisions of section 190 with regard to all the offences mentioned in IPC. Thus, session judge, he cannot take cognizance unless case is committed. But there is one case, there is one exception. In section 199 of CRPC, in subsection 2 of this section 199, it has been laid down that if some public servant, president, vice president has been defamed, then public prosecutor can file a criminal complaint directly before the session judge, and the session judge will take cognizance without having the case been committed by the judicial magistrate. Now, therefore, every case is to be routed through this judicial magistrate first class or judicial magistrate second class. Now, there are two routes. One is if criminal complaint has been filed, or if an FIR is filed. When the judicial magistrate is of the view that the specific case or specific offense is exclusively triable by the court of session, then he cannot try the case himself. What he will do, he will send the case to session judge. Now I will give you one example. Then with that example, I will tell you each and everything. Now, suppose A has committed murder of B, and an FIR has been registered against A under section 302 of IPC, and son of B has got registered this FIR, and there are various witnesses also. Now the police will register an FIR under section 154. Whenever any information is given to the police relating to the commission of cognizable offense, the in charge of the police station is under obligation to register an FIR. Once FIR has been registered, suppose in this case, FIR has been registered under section 302. Now the police, this in charge of the police station is competent under section of 156 to conduct investigation, to collect the documentary proof, to collect the material from the site, and to write the statements of the witnesses under section 161 of CRPC. And police will collect entire material. And after conducting investigation, it will present the police report under section 173 subsection 2 to the judicial magistrate. Judicial magistrate first class. And it is the judicial magistrate first class who will first of all go through that police report. Now this police report is also called challan, because sometimes students may not confuse that it is also called challan. It is sometimes also called this charge sheet. And when this judicial magistrate first class receives that challan, that police report, then it is his duty, first of all, to supply copy of FIR, copy of that police report, and copies of all the statements, and copy of all documentary evidence to the accused, so that accused must know what is the charge against him. Now, after supplying the copies, if the magistrate is of the view that this offense is exclusively triable by the court of session, from where we will come to know that the offense is exclusively triable by the court of session, it is Schedule 1. Schedule 1 will tell us that this offense is triable only by the session court, not by chief judicial magistrate, not by judicial magistrate. Now thereafter, that judicial magistrate will commit the case to the court of session with the direction that accused be produced before the court of session, and accused will be produced before the court of session. Then the trial will start before the court of session, and it is the public prosecutor only who will conduct the investigation, who will conduct the prosecution there, who will open the case. Now section 225 of CRPC lays down that trial is to be conducted by public prosecutor only, not by any private advocate. Now public prosecutor will open the case before the court of session. How? Now he will disclose to the court of session, look here sir, this is the material against this accused, these are the statements, these are the witnesses, this is the entire evidence against him. Now he will make a prayer to the court that this material, this evidence raises the presumption that accused has committed murder. Therefore, charge should be framed against this. On the other hand, the counsel of the accused will make argument. He may say that he may present his argument before the court of session that the accused is innocent, accused has not done anything, the case has been fabricated, the accused has been framed here. Now, that counsel can submit the argument in this way. Now, after hearing the arguments of both counsel of accused and public prosecutor, if the court of session is of the view that there is nothing against the accused, no case has been made out against the accused, then the court of session will discharge the accused under section 227 of CRPC. But if the court is of the view that sufficient material is there to raise the presumption that accused had committed this murder, then the court shall frame the charge against the accused under section 228 of. Now here I will slightly tell you people that discharging does not mean acquittal. When accused is discharged, it means there is not sufficient material against the accused on the file. But it does not mean that he cannot be tried again. If sufficient material comes on the record, if the police conducts further investigation and brings more material on the record, then the session judge will again try the case and frame the charge against the accused. Now, let me further disclose to you that after framing the charge, the accused will be asked, because charge will be explained to the accused, it will be read to the accused, and he will be asked whether he pleads guilty or he claims trial. Now, if he pleads guilty, then he may be convicted for this offense under section 302, under section 229, conviction on plea of guilt. Once he has pleaded guilty, then and he has been convicted, then session judge is having three options. One is that he can admonish the accused, and he can also release the accused on probation. If he does not choose any of the option, then he will give punishment under section 302 of IPC. Certainly, this case is not fit where admonition or releasing the accused on probation will serve the purpose. Therefore, here he will impose the punishment. Suppose the accused says that he does not plead guilty. Rather, he claims trial on the ground that the false case has been framed against him. He wants a trial. He wants to face the trial. He will bring the evidence. Then the court, what the court will do? Court will grant a date to the prosecution for recording evidence, and public prosecutor will be given direction under section 230 that you should produce the evidence. The court may issue the summons against the witnesses, and witnesses will appear, and the court will record the evidence of witnesses under section 231 of CRPC. Now, after recording evidence of all the witnesses, if the court is of the view that the prosecution has failed to bring anything material on the record which proves that the accused has committed any offense, then the accused can be acquitted under section 232, because the public prosecutor has failed to bring any evidence. There is no such evidence which can prove that accused has committed some offense like murder. Now, in that case, he can be acquitted under section 232. But on the other hand, if in case the court of session, after reading evidence, is of the opinion that evidence is sufficient on the record, and then it will record the statement of accused under section 330, because that statement is a very important statement. In that statement, it is written in question answer form. Whatever material is on the record, on the basis of that material, we will frame the question. For example, here we will write first question, that whether you have entered into the house of B on so and so date and at such specific time. Now he may say that he has not entered. We will record his answer as it is. Second question, we will say that at the time of your entry, you were having a revolver. What do you want to say? He may say that I was having no revolver. We will record as it is. Third question, we will say that you fired at B's heart area and B died then and there. What do you want to say? Now, he may say that he has not done that. We will record his answer. Like that, there may be 10 questions, 20 questions. Now, thereafter, we will get the signatures of the accused on his statement. Now, here, accused is not cross-examined by any of the public prosecutor or any person, because this is a special statement. Here we are simply putting the allegation to the accused that these are the allegations against you. What do you want to say? Now, in other words, we are seeking his explanation through this statement only. Now, after recording this statement, we will give an opportunity to the accused also under section 233 to lead his evidence. 233, entering upon defense. Now, accused will also be given an opportunity to bring his evidence, to bring his witnesses, and we will examine his witnesses. Now, after examination of all the witnesses of accused, then we will hear the arguments under section 234. Now, after hearing arguments, the court will form its opinion whether the prosecution has proved the case beyond the shadow of reasonable doubt. If it is so, then the accused will be convicted. But if the prosecution has failed to prove its case beyond the shadow of reasonable doubt, then certainly the accused will be acquitted. Now suppose the accused has been convicted. Now thereafter, it is the duty of the court of session to hear the accused on quantum of sentence under section 235 subsection 2 of CRPC, because that is mandatory. Because here under section 302, there is a death penalty also, there is a life imprisonment also. Session court cannot give death penalty directly without hearing, because he must be heard on the quantum of sentence. After hearing him on quantum of sentence, only then the court will impose imprisonment, maybe imprisonment of life or death penalty. Now, if imprisonment of life is given, he will be sent to jail and the judgment will be perfectly valid one. But if he has been given death penalty, then this judgment will not be a final judgment, will not be a complete judgment, because that sentence of death will be submitted before the Honorable High Court for confirmation. Because unless the sentence is confirmed by the Honorable High Court, the judgment will not be valid one. If it is confirmed by the High Court, only then this judgment is executable. Otherwise, judgment is not executable. Now, I was making a reference to section 199 subsection 2 of CRPC. But the procedure has been given here under section 237. Procedure in case of cases instituted under section 199 subsection 2. Now this criminal complaint can be filed by public prosecutor within a period of 6 months only, because period of limitation is given in that section itself, 199 subsection 2. Now therefore, in that case, the Court of Session will adopt the procedure which is meant for warrant cases instituted otherwise than on police report. Yes, students, this was entire trial. Broadly, we can say that hot trial is conducted by the Court of Session. I will come to this lecture again with some authorities of Honorable Supreme Court. First of all, you must have grip over this procedure, over all the sections. Then you will see how easily you will understand all the judgments, all the interpretation made by Honorable Supreme Court, made by Honorable High Court. Therefore, we will come again with these sections with judgments of various high courts and Honorable Supreme Court also. All right, students, all the best. Have a good day. Thank you.